In the serene village of Tivland, where culture is life, Turna sat in his compound, staring at his father's portrait. The weight of his lineage pressed on his heart. He was the heir to a great legacy, yet his house was silent, void of the laughter of children who should carry the name forward. Dushima, Turna's wife of for years, worked quietly by the fire. Her hands moved skillfully, peeling yams, but her mind wandered. The absence of a child in their home had become an unspoken sorrow, filling the space between them. Meanwhile, Evelyn, a vibrant woman from the neighboring village, laughed heartily in the marketplace. Her laughter carried with it a charm that caught the attention of many, including Turna, who had met her during one of his trips to town. The gap between husband and wife grew wider with each passing day. They sat together beneath the village's ancient baobab tree, their silence speaking volumes about the unspoken pain in their hearts. Turna's cousin, Iorfa, tried to counsel him. "A man must find peace at home," he said as they walked through the lush fields. But Turna's gaze wandered, his heart torn between duty and the growing temptation outside his marriage. Evelyn's charm wasn't limited to the marketplace. Through whispers and late-night messages, she had managed to ignite a spark in Turna's heart. She smiled as she typed, knowing the power she wielded. One fateful evening, Dushima stumbled upon Turna's phone. The words she read on the screen pierced her heart. Her husband had found comfort in the arms of another. When confronted, Turna grew defensive. Anger flared as he paced the room, but Iorfa stood firm, urging him to face his mistakes and mend his fractured home. Evelyn, unaware of the storm brewing in Turna's home, sat by the river. Her thoughts were her own, but guilt began to creep in, challenging the allure of her actions. Alone in her hut, Dushima lit a lantern. The dim light revealed her weary face as she grappled with betrayal, loss, and the growing distance in her marriage. Desperate for guidance, Turna sought out John, the wise elder of the village. "I fear I have broken something I may never fix," he admitted, his voice heavy with regret. Iorfa, always protective of his family, approached Evelyn at the market. His words were sharp, reminding her of the pain her actions had caused. Evelyn's confidence faltered under his stern gaze. In her despair, Dushima turned to prayer. At dawn, beneath the rising sun, she sought strength and healing, hoping for a miracle to restore her broken home. One night, under the glow of the fire, Turna and Dushima shared a moment. Words weren't needed as they acknowledged the love and regret that still bound them. With the elder's blessing, Turna and Dushima recommitted to their marriage. Beneath the sacred tree, surrounded by family, they vowed to rebuild what had been broken. Evelyn chose to leave. Her steps were firm, but her heart was heavy with regret. She hoped her departure would bring peace to the home she had disrupted. In their humble hut, Dushima revealed a small cloth bundle that hinted at new beginnings. For the first time in years, hope lit their faces. Under the moonlight, the village gathered in celebration. Laughter filled the air as Turna and Dushima stood together, their love renewed and their future bright. Months passed, and the once strained home of Turna and Dushima blossomed with newfound harmony. The pain of betrayal was slowly replaced by shared moments of joy and understanding. Dushima's resilience and Turna's humility became the pillars upon which they rebuilt their love. One evening, as the golden rays of the setting sun bathed the village, Dushima approached Turna with trembling hands, holding a small woven cradle she had prepared. The elder's words were true, she whispered, tears glistening in her eyes. Turna knelt before her, overwhelmed by gratitude. The news of Dushima's pregnancy spread like wildfire across Tivland. The villagers, who had once whispered in judgment, now came bearing gifts and blessings for the couple. The joy of new life unified the community. Evelyn, in her distant village, sat under the shade of a mango tree. The sound of children playing reached her ears, stirring a pang of regret. She had made peace with her choices but often thought of the home she had disrupted. Turna's father's portrait, once a symbol of pressure, now became a beacon of pride. Turna would often sit before it, cradling the small life they had long prayed for, promising to uphold the family legacy with wisdom and love. Dushima's strength inspired the women of the village. She became a symbol of forgiveness and resilience. Mothers gathered at her home, learning from her story and seeking her guidance in their own struggles. Under the sacred baobab tree, Turna and Dushima would recount their journey to their unborn child. They spoke of love, mistakes, and the power of second chances, ensuring the lessons would be passed down through generations. John visited their home one day, his face radiant with pride. "You have shown that even in brokenness, beauty can emerge," he said, blessing their child and offering wisdom for the future. As the seasons changed, the small bundle grew, bringing laughter and life into the home. Turna and Dushima's journey wasn't perfect, but it was theirs, rooted in love and resilience. Years later, as they sat watching their child play in the fields, Turna turned to Dushima. "Through it all, you never gave up on us," he said softly. She smiled, her heart full of contentment. Because love endures, even in the face of broken vows. The village of Tivland would forever remember their story. It was a tale not just of love but of redemption, proving that even in the deepest pain, healing and joy could be found. The bond of broken vows became a song, sung by the village children as they danced under the moonlight. It was a reminder that love, when nurtured with forgiveness and commitment, could withstand any storm.